Let me begin with a story. Once upon a time, a perfect man and a perfect woman met. After a perfect courtship, they had a perfect wedding. Life after that was, of course, perfect. One snowy, stormy Christmas Eve, the perfect couple were driving their perfect car along a long, winding road when they saw someone on the side of the road in distress. Being a perfect couple, they stopped to help. There stood Santa Claus on the side of the road with a big bundle of toys over his shoulder, seeking help. Not wanting to disappoint the children during Christmas Eve, the perfect couple loaded Santa Claus and his toys into their car and proceeded to help distribute the toys. Unfortunately, the driving conditions deteriorated, and the perfect couple and Santa Claus met with a big accident. Only one of them survived. You know who that is? The perfect woman. Everyone knows there's no such thing as Santa Claus or a perfect man. Perfect men are fictitious figures. So I wanted to find out, what does it take to be a near perfect man and a near perfect husband? So I walked into the fictional section of the local library, and I even spoke to some of my married friends. What does it take to be a near perfect husband? I realized that there are 3 basic rules to improving a relationship and to be a near perfect husband. Rule number 1, listen. Listen. My wife always says that I've never been listening. At least that's what I think she says. Yeah. Very often you hear a wife say, "My husband never listens to me," or "My husband never pays attention when I'm talking to him." Personally, I blame this on the Y chromosome. That's right. There is something in the Y chromosome that makes listening difficult. Women don't have this problem, you see. Perhaps it's not the men, it's the Y chromosome. I'm glad Toastmasters have helped me listen better to women. Whenever I have a disagreement or argument with my wife, I let her speak. Then I count the number of ahs and ums and so's and you knows during her speech. Not only do I get to listen better, but I don't argue back because I don't want to lose my count, you see. However, I need to control my urge to report on the number of ahs and ums at the end of the speech. That will be fatal. Rule number 2, communicate. Communication is a key to a strong marriage. When your wife says something, listen and pay attention. At least pretend. As a motivation, pretend she is talking about your favorite sport. After all, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. If there's one thing you can remember, remember the phrase, "Yes, dear, you're right." That helps for a smoother communication. Yes, dear, you're right. Unless, of course, the question is, do these clothes make me look fat? Use the phrase, "Yes, dear, you're right," frequently, but wisely. There are some researchers that say that while many men will happily rush into a burning building, risking their limbs and taking a bullet to save their girlfriend or wife, many of them would rather staple their tongue to a wall than switch off the television and have a deep and meaningful conversation with their spouses. Again, it's the Y chromosome, ladies and gentlemen. Third rule is remember. Remember. While it's very important to listen, it's more important to remember. When you remember, you get it right the next time. We men forget important things in life. We forget the woman's birthday, our anniversaries, and many other details. Heck, women even remember what you wore the first time you met her. The worse the man screws up, the better and longer the woman remembers. Why do men never remember? Why do women never forget? Scientists have attributed this to the following. Women have a higher blood circulation to that part of their brain that controls memory. That's right. Also, they have a higher concentration of the estrogen hormone. So that's the main reason why, what was I talking about? Excuse me. I forgot. Never mind. Let me close by saying this. My wife once said, when she was a teenager, she prayed to God that she get an intelligent, sensitive man for a husband, one who would listen to her and one who would communicate well with her. She prayed to God. But then she got me, which goes to show that even God himself did not listen.